Cartooning, a great journalism tradition. To do the honors for Dwane Powell, we have Tom Smith. Come on up, Tom. He's published magazines, the Triangle Business Journal. He's run publishing houses, and now he's raising horses and hay in Silk Hope, North Carolina. And he claims to be a guitar-picking buddy of Dwane's. So you've got the truth. Here you are.
Thank you. Well, how to introduce Dwane Powell. I was told I only had 2 minutes, and that's really not long enough to skewer Dwane. See, skewer is Dwane's favorite phrase for the targets of his cartoons. Now, I need to say a quick thank you to the News and Observer. Thank you for bringing him out of retirement, at least on Sundays, because there's, because there's certainly no shortage of material right now, is there? But I won't skewer Dwane tonight. I won't do that. I will tell you that he has some really unique talents. Obviously, one of those is to be able to just nail a politician or a public official when they truly deserve it. But Dwane has this way of doing it to be able to, seems to be able to make them like it. I know you all remember Jesse Helms with the beady eyes and the huge glasses, and Jim Hunt with the pompadour with the comb sticking out of it. And then these people would call Dwane and ask him if they could have a copy to hang on their wall. So like many things about Dwane I just don't understand. But maybe it is a good thing that I only have 2 minutes, because that's about the limit of Dwane's attention span. But despite that, Dwane has accomplished quite a lot for a country boy from McGee, Arkansas. Dwane, for one thing, has managed to turn a proper name into a verb. To Dwane. Steve Raleigh, in an excellent article on Friday, defined it as to move happily and unconcerned through life, guided by others. In that same article, Steve described Dwane as being like a lab puppy, let loose in a fresh meadow, uncertain of what spots to mark first. Both of those are pretty much right on target. Another version of that is to be Dwaned. And when you are Dwaned, that means that you have been lulled into the false belief that Dwane will actually show up when and where he said that he would. I once invited Dwane to some event or the other, and he said, "Sure, I'll be there." And his wife, the long-suffering Jan Powell, was Jan was standing nearby, and she said, "Dwane, you will be in Arizona that day." To which Dwane replied, "Well, I'll do both." That's a true story. Jan describes running Dwane's calendar as being like trying to nail Jell-O to a tree, which is also a pretty apt description. We told Dwane that this was a Friday luncheon. So we think he's going to be here soon. But you get the idea. But seriously, I've been Dwane's friend and his music partner, and I've been enjoying his cartoons for 35 years. And in his own unique way, he can make you laugh, he can make you cry, he can make you smile, he can make you angry. But you make a boneheaded statement, you abuse the public trust, you get caught with your hand in the till, and Dwane, with wit and humor and good old country common sense, will shine a very bright light on you. He's done over 8,000 cartoons for the News and Observer and since 1975, and hundreds more before that in Hot Springs, San Antonio, and Cincinnati. So I'm proud to introduce to you Dwane Powell.
We really wanted to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, didn't we? Thanks, old buddy. I'm grateful they only gave us 2 minutes. My thanks to all who were involved with this nomination and friends who traveled all the way from Arkansas. Raise your hands over there, but don't call the hogs. No. and all the other great friends and colleagues who are here tonight. Thanks to Claude Sitton and Tom Inman, who drove all the way up here from South Carolina, who hired me in 1975. Farrell Guillory, and the long-suffering Steve Ford, who was also the captain of the spelling and hyphen police. And Orridge Quarles, the publisher of the News and Observer. My path into journalism probably began with a mousy little guidance counselor who forced me as a failing 11th grader to join the annual staff and illustrate the divider pages. I'll never forget the rush I felt when the books came out and I saw my drawings in print for the first time. I was hooked. Coming from a farm environment, I didn't pursue art training and majored in agribusiness. While in college, I was asked by a local editor to draw editorial cartoons for his paper. My small town innocence was soon pierced by the crucible of the issues boiling up in the 60s. One issue in particular forced me to decide if I was illustrating the news with funny pictures or truly had something to say. Overnight, it seemed the Jim Crow laws that had defined my world were being challenged. I'd grown up playing with the sharecroppers' children who worked and lived on our farm, only to see them get on a different bus before we started school. I made my decision that bucking the status quo was to join with the better angels. This has guided my thinking ever since. Soon after I came to the N&O, I can say this because Frank doesn't own the paper anymore. Soon after I came to the N&O, publisher Frank Daniels, who has a unique way of cutting to the chase, stuck his head in my door one day and said, "Dwane, I was at a party last night, and 3 people came up to me and said I should fire you. 3 others came up and said I should give you a raise. You must be doing something right." And I got to do it for 35 years. I can't close without thanking the person who has kept me anchored all these years, probably the only person who offered up witty ideas now and then that I could actually use. My lovely wife, Jan, of 42 years. Okay, she gave me all the ideas. What can I say? And I married her when she was 15. Thank you, Jan, and thank you all very much for being here tonight.